people are attacking. I wanna check this.
All right. Could you mind? Oh wait, I have to adjust your height on your mic, and unless you want to be like craning your neck to try and get to you. Don't.
What?
I don't want anyone touching
I was loosening it, brother.
Okay.
I can do it. Shit, this shit's tight, dog.
Cause I'm like basically having it. Like right, yeah, cause
You'll do that.
Here is good.
You'll do that. Crank her. Tight. If it ain't tight, it ain't right.
Don't.
That was the philosophy I learned back in wrestling when we had to do like, I think it was like when you're doing like things like Nelsons or whatever, like half Nelsons. It can't do a full Nelson. That shit's illegal.
Nelson?
No, only half
Illegal
Nelsons.
in like the sense of the law, or illegal?
As in legal in the rules.
The rules of wrestling. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
you'll get called out for doing a full Nelson because I don't know, it just isn't fair. Like full Nelsons are only shit you'll actually see in like live and like fake ass wrestling because I think it's like you actually can't really get out of a full Nelson.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, could you just speak into the mic real quick? I want to make sure levels are good.
I mean, can there be incentive? Can I get like a nickel?
Sure. Yeah. If you sound good, I will give. You can take a nickel out of that little jar.
Holy hell! I actually didn't think you. Damn, man! I didn't think you actually give me a nickel. That is weird. I'm shocked. That's something I did not expect.
Well, you know what?
I didn't expect the nickel.
2018's coming.
I didn't expect to get to any of that nickel.
Yeah, you
or
didn't.
Getting yeah.
Yeah, no.
And
You know what?
if I return the nickel, you're getting a nickel back.
Angus, let's start the show.
Yay!
All right.
Wait, no. I mean, yes. What? I'm confused. I have conflicting emotions.
But does a confused person get a resolution?
No. Hey, 2018. We're gonna save that. I've had enough of that this year. All
Really?
right. I've had enough of that this year.
All right.
We'll wait until next year.
Angus, shut the fuck up.
Starting it off with the jokes. You aren't even recording that, sadly. I wish you did. That would have been beautiful.
Alright.
I should be saving my shit for when we start, and then I can annoy you like where's recorded evidence of me being a dick.
Alright, so yeah, alright, let's get this started. The 34th episode of Rockland Rebel Radio will be recording in 3,
Wow.
2,
7.
1. Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the latest broadcast of Rockland Rebel Radio, a mostly local music podcast. I'm your host, Ian, and with me is my brother and co-host, Angus.
Yay! Sup?
It's good to see everybody on this fine New Year's Eve, or by the time you probably listen to this, January 3rd or 4th.
Yay! Deadlines.
Deadlines, yes.
January
indeed. But yes, it is a wonderful, wonderful time indeed for us fans of music. It is the end of the year. It is the final review. It is the end of the year arbitrary BS awards.
And the final countdown. Pretty much, but without having to just do. Why does everyone feel like compelled to do that every time someone mentions that song? You don't have to. Yeah, but no one does it right. If anyone did it in like perfectly in key, I'd be like, "You're good." But no one else. I was
off key, wasn't I?
Yeah, everyone's off key when they do that. No one. I've never heard anyone like recite that on like in key.
You know what?
That's why
you're a stickler. You're a fun killer.
I'm more fun than you are.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But, alright, on this episode of Rockland Rebel Radio, we will be discussing the music we've been listening to this last week. We'll be talking about the EP of the week, which happens to be Unit 1's The Unit 1 EP. I love the name of it, by the way. It's just very straight and to the point.
I didn't even know the name of it. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Whatever. And then we'll be diving into a tiny bit of music news, and then we will jump right into our BS Arbitrary Awards and try and be out of here at 8 o'clock.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go hyperspeed today.
Also, I didn't know that it was like, that. This was episode 34. I wasn't.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
s-
It kind of
yeah,
shocked me looking
right.
at it. Like,
Well, it's just people always talk about, oh, I don't understand how, like, it's so hard to remember what episode is what, and I'm like, I don't really understand how. And then now I come back here every week, and I'm like, I don't even think about what number it is.
yeah, I don't really think about it either until like I'm posting the episode and I'm like, putting up the recording for like the next one.
I can't wait till you start messing them up, because it's gonna start happening once the numbers get higher.
Probably,
You're
yeah.
gonna start saying it's like maybe going an episode or like over like a number, like maybe instead of like a 74 going like 75 instead, and be like, huh.
Yeah. I mean, I have it going so that it's on the title card that I have to fix
Oh, okay. So
every episode, so it's like
that's
it's fresh
easier.
in my memory anyway.
Alright. Fresh. It's on the. What was it? Oh, I was trying
On
to
the
think.
brain.
Yeah, I guess there was like another thing that was on that was like in the similar vein of that, or just like I don't
Vein
know.
is a good band.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh? Have I listened to them?
I suggested them to you. They have like a 5-minute split that came out last. It was either earlier this year or the end of last year.
Oh yeah, I think you mentioned them a long time ago, and I forgot.
I think I
entirely.
mentioned them on the show with Nathan. And
Oh.
but yeah, like that
Yeah,
was,
it explains why I don't really remember it.
that's fair.
Yeah, I wasn't even involved.
I mean, you were kind of involved.
Did I even speak more than 2 times?
I think you spoke like 3 times.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but all right. So enough throwing shade at people.
What do you mean?
It feels like you're throwing shade.
I wasn't throwing shade. I don't
Okay,
throw
alright.
shade.
All right. But yeah, so let's stop meandering and discuss the music we've been listening to this week. So, Angus, would you like to kick us off this week? Sweet.
All right. So yeah, I listened to music.
You
The,
listen
like
to
the,
music.
the few
Holy
times I
shit.
did. I didn't really listen to a lot of music this week. This was like a pretty like chilled out week of not really listening to like jack shit.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
As long as we can get like 1 or 2 things, we're good.
Yeah. So I have 2 things. I didn't talk about Valencia last week, did I?
I don't think you did.
I didn't. I might just talk about that now.
Yeah, let's talk about
Yeah.
Valencia.
So they had a song. So yeah. So basically, they're a band. They had a song in Saints Row the Third, I think.
Valencia?
Yeah.
I thought they had a song in Watch Dogs.
No, it's Saints Row the Third. The one you're thinking of was The Audition.
All right.
Yeah, I played that the same night. This was they had a song called "Stop Searching." It was in there. It was like it was like that song was like full on like kind of like pop punk. What do you like? Just big choruses.
All right. Big chorusy choruses. I can
Yeah.
describe things like
Yeah,
that.
it's it's like that. It has that same thing of just chilled out like verses, and then like that big chorus of like yeah, and then just it's a very very nice pleasant song. It's very like that song itself is very like Misery Business-esque,
Huh.
but like with a male vocalist, and also the rest of the album was as disappointing as Riot.
Question though.
Yeah.
Was Riot was the album that Misery Business came on?
Yeah,
for?
which Misery Business was like the only good song, and like all the other songs were crappy, and it was Crush was like not was like started doing something good, and then they just ruined the choruses.
Okay, all right.
It was a horrible I was like, I love the song, I'm gonna listen to this album, I might like it maybe because it's better than what they're doing now, and it was not not an improvement.
Have you actually given After Laughter a fair shake though?
I haven't yet.
Tom
don't know.
Shubsta, he loves it, and it's actually becoming quite the beloved piece of work in a lot of the I'd say the patrician music circles.
I could try it.
So I'd say like we should just give it a fair shot and talk about it later on at some point.
Yeah, so basically, what I didn't expect about this album, it's called Dancing with the Ghost. So I thought most of the songs would be like the only song I knew from it, which was Stop Searching, which had like full band kind of stuffy with like distorted guitars, and the rest of it was a lot of like clean guitars and more like very like poppy, almost kind of radio poppy, but with a bit more personality.
All right, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, at least like, so I was like a little like at first, and then after you get through the first song, it's just kind of like all right, yeah, and then you're just kind of going with it. It's fun. They had like an acoustic track on there for like track 3, but basically, the one thing that like got me excited when I saw this album was that the one song I knew of it, which was a really good song, was second to last track.
That is pretty ballsy, honestly.
No band who's trying to get like, who's trying to just like push out cheap garbage as an album is gonna put their best track as like so far but down in the album.
Like literally, when Lionel Richie released "Dancing on the Ceiling" on an LP, like that was literally the first song.
Yeah.
Like, I have knowledge of artists doing that later on down the line though. Like I think Billy Joel released Piano Man with the title track being the 6th or 7th track on the album.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I think that might have been like, actually no, that was like the second song into the second side. So yeah, that was like well of a ways into it.
Yeah, that's good to see that. It was actually, but yeah, the last 2 songs on this album, well, the last 2 or 3 songs of this album were like some of my favorites, which I was happy that kind of happened.
Can you tell us the name of those songs?
So there's actually I believe I like the 3 I liked were The Way, Stop Searching, and Airwaves. They're like 9, 10, 11. It's an 11-track album. Nice album. It is like everything past those 3 songs is like very heavily pop, so it was kind of like weird for me. I like it,
but it was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool. That's like nice discovering something just really fun and I guess not really super derivative. Yeah. But yeah, so let me tell you about something I listened to this week. So have I told you about Broken Social Scene at all?
No.
All right. So Broken Social Scene is it varies between a 6-person band and a 19-person band depending on the releases. They're based out of Toronto which is like where all the weird like indie bands come out of. And they're like a strict indie rock project with like kind of, depending on the album, relatively low fidelity production, but they're really freaking cool. I listened to their album "You Forgotten People." It was suggested to me by a friend. Oh, my girlfriend's aunt's boyfriend. He recommended them to me and said that album was a good place to start with them. And let me tell you, I've never heard 15 different instruments mixed so beautifully and so interestingly.
Damn.
Sorry, if you ever wanted to listen to an album to see this is how you should mix things, listen to "You Forgotten People," because when you sit down with like full over-ear headphones, you just kind of get lost in everything going on. You can hear like vocalists kind of a little bit back behind your head. You can hear drums off in this direction, guitar, harmonica, whatever. It's all kind of built in a 3D space using sound, and it's beautiful. Like "You Forgotten People," like it had like really cool, like just grinding whams on guitar that you would with like kind of like the almost peaking production. Like they made the peaking sound pretty cool with like the way they distorted it. They just hit it out of the park with this 2003 album, which is, from what I understand, is like one of their most popular albums. And it's got like just fantastic tracks such as, let me pull it up. Let's see, where are we? Knocked Loose, yes.
I don't know where I am right now.
What
I need help.
You seem lost, honestly.
We're on we're on a flying rock hurtling through space.
Yes, we are. But so they had
stupid.
Some really cool songs off of it. Were "Stars and Suns," "Almost Crimes." It says it's a Radio Kills remix, so I don't know what that's up with it. But,
I don't know.
They have cool. They even have a anthem for a 17-year-old girl and late '90s bedroom rock for the Miss Something. I can't remember what the last bit is because it kind of cuts off. But I mean, all of these songs are a lot of fun. Like they're just kind of like your Flaming Lipsy, early Radiohead-ish like indie rock, but they got like this nice unique charm to them with like the way they mix and the way they master this whole piece. It's just something that if you're interested in any just seeing what people can do as an experiment, check it out. It comes from like the Toronto music scene where like a lot of like really cool artists have come out of, a lot of experimental artists like Godspeed You Black Emperor and whatnot. And I'd say basically just Canada's really on point with their music because from what I understand, they give tax breaks to practicing musicians and artists. Basically like put a lot of funds into.
Well, screw this place, I'm leaving. I'm done.
I need someone to do this podcast with.
I'll Skype in.
No, you can't. Too late.
Oh,
but I'm not entirely sure on the validity of that statement, but I'm pretty sure Toronto and just all of Canada does a great service for their art communities.
Damn.
So yeah, that's kind of what I've been listening to. Mainly, I just kind of sat down to like meditate to this for an hour, and I was definitely not dissatisfied. I enjoyed it a lot. I just think that basically the album ended like way too suddenly. Like when I finished the last track, I just kind of like sat there for a moment, and it just kind of hit me after a minute, like, oh wait, that's it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I really enjoyed what I was doing with it though. It was just lots of fun. The first track, I think it opens up with some weird kind of marching. Oh, I can't remember if it was that I was listening to, or I was listening to something else, but it was like I think it was something else. But the first track will kind of throw you for a loop, but like once you get into it, it starts really toying around with the composition and songwriting and whatnot. And it's a lot of cool fun. It's just an interesting experience seeing how like someone can just take all of this experimentalism and throw it all into one little cage. It was cool. That's my little diatribe on Broken Social Scene.
Damn.
Apparently they were also featured in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Ooh.
A movie set in Toronto, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know it was set in Toronto.
Yeah. It was like it was kind of based around the music scene in there too.
Oh, that kind of. I guess that just. Yeah, I can totally see that for that movie. Yeah. No, entirely.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, that movie was something.
We should go back and watch it again at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, like Scott Pilgrim is like, it may be like kind of just we may remember it as like kind of a meh movie, but it actually was really good. Like Edgar Wright, I think Edgar Wright was either doing the screenplay or directing that thing.
Yeah. I wonder how the video game went over. I was seeing things and it kind of.
I heard that the video game had gotten pulled because the company who made it had like a limited time license on making it.
Damn.
Yeah, so the game is like, since the game never saw a physical release, it got pulled from every digital store it was in.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
And it just doesn't exist anymore.
Damn. I mean, from what I saw, it was like kind of an kind of game.
I mean, if you played it now, you probably enjoy it a lot more. It's a very strong, like,
it was kind of just
beat 'em up 2D side scroller.
Yeah, but it was just kind of like a basic one, and it had like sort of like, yeah, this is that same thing that was that movie you saw, but like I don't know, it didn't really feel like anything special.
I feel like it gets better past the demo, from what I understand.
Yeah,
I heard people of the Rebel Taxi Pizza Party podcast saying that like the demo was like not really everything. Like there was a lot more to this game.
I've never really seen people do like a full playthrough of the game. They usually kind of just call it quits after like the beginning of the game.
This is probably like just a rocky start, by the way.
Yeah.
But you get really into it once you get past that first start. Once they get past the first start, implying there's a second start. Ian, why do you talk sometimes? But
you shouldn't have started a podcast then. Where you have to talk for hours on end.
Angus, can you just keep that thought in your head and never espouse it again?
I mean, I have to talk about something.
Oh, just keep that one specific thought in your head and never espouse it again.
You're not my dad.
Oh. But But all right, so do you want to talk a little bit about another thing you've been listening to this week?
I guess I have another thing I've listened to this week that I can talk about.
Yes.
Surprisingly.
What is it?
So I kind of gave another listen. Actually, I don't think it was a full listen, sadly, to but it was to Beyond Creation's album what?
Let me look at it.
Yeah, I don't even know. There's too many vowels.
The Aura?
The Aura. Sorry,
Aura.
I didn't know that's how you pronounce that. Aura. A lot of AUs don't sound like that.
Sure.
They don't. That's weird.
I mean, I've been aware of that word for years, but mainly that might just be because of JRPGs and anime.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've heard that word. I guess I've just never seen it spelt.
That's fair.
Yeah. Or like your aura, your chakra, or things like that. Or what all those weird spiritual Californian people say. You know I'm right.
Yeah.
I strangely know I'm right, even though I've never been to California before. I mean, I know a few people from California that I've talked to, but I've never been there.
Yeah, you know what? Don't go there.
I don't want to go to I actually kind of want to go to California.
I mean, yeah, California is all right if you're like just visiting.
There's a convention out there, or two, one or two. Yeah.
Convention of your kind?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It has it's the most densest for my kind over state.
I don't think most densest actually works
the most
grammatically.
it's like the most weirdos by square or whatever.
The most weirdos per square mile?
Yeah, weirdos. Yeah.
I mean, I think Portland might have you beaten that.
No. Well, I mean,
weird.
my kind of weirdos.
Okay, all right.
Is
That's
Southern
fair.
California has the most density outside of like the UK. But yeah, I listened to their album, and I actually had to look it up because I'm like, where the fuck are all these? Because like it turns out to be like standard like tech deathy tech deathy kind of like just sweeps and crazy like minor thirds going on, sounding almost kind of neoclassically or some weird shit. But then you hear all these weird noises that you're like, what the hell is making these notes? It sounds like a synth, but like I can't fucking tell. I looked it up online because I'm like, how are they making these noises? And apparently their bassist used a 5-string fretless bass.
A 5-string fretless bass?
I think it's 5 strings, but yeah, he uses fretless bass.
So wait, what does fretless do for it as opposed to a regular fretted bass?
Well, it's sort of like one thing, it sort of like darkens up the tone of the bass because usually they'd be like kind of like some steel kind of some sort of steel,
like steel reverberation.
Well, they'd have steel frets and it'd make it sound a bit more like brighter and tinny because of that. It's like the steel strings are going against the steel frets, so it's just kind of, so when you take that away, it's just vibrating straight against the wood and it just kind of warms it up a lot. So yeah, the bass will sound a lot warmer, but then you can also get these just like, well, one, you don't ever have to bend. You shouldn't do like bends on a fretless bass. That's bad for it.
All right.
I think at least. But you, instead of like having to like bend up to reach other notes, you just slide up to them.
Neat.
And you also can distinctly hear a lot of those slides, and it's creating these really cool, because the basses will do is they'll start going up like and start even tapping and like doing a lot of slides to make these cool sounding melodies over like the guitars.
I remember I saw Beyond Creation like 2 or so years ago, and they were a lot of fun to just watch them like do their mastery. Yeah,
I've just never seen any sort of like band of the whole death area use a fretless bass. Like I thought it was just like, because I could hear it on like a second track. I'm like, oh, they had used a fretless for this part. I know some bands like Deftones once has a song that like where they use a fretless for only that one song, and I'm like, they probably did that. But then I was hearing other things. I'm like, I had to look it up online and see a video of them and their bassist. Well, I was like, do they have multiple bassists? Do they just have? Because I know bands that have multiple bassists. They do that, but no, it's just their bassist plays a fretless bass, and it's very weird. You never expect that for any sort of band in the death area, but I like it. That's
really neat.
It was also cool because in the second track of that album, it like the last minute or two of it turns into this just clean guitar, jazzy bass thing, and it was actually really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
You'll have to like show it to me later on tonight.
Yeah, and if you listen to it with headphones, you can hear the bass almost at all times. It's just
Ooh.
they really like they really did this kind of like it's really unique. I love it. So it's also like a bit like more kind of toned down and very heavy on like the higher kind of notes, and like it still has the same whole like just growly low vocals and like low tuned guitars, but still like a lot of, it is more pleasant than like saying listening to like Varamia or anything like that. It's a much more pleasant tech death.
All right.
It's very fun. It's for those who just want to sit down and enjoy music and not have to listen about someone just being like getting their foot pulled out through their mouth or something like that.
Oh.
You know.
I mean, that's a way of describing it.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. One big thing I ended up listening to this week was my friend Daryl Perez's band Family Tradition, based out of New Jersey, finally released their first single.
Damn.
Well, Daryl actually released 2 singles this month. One single for his I think post-rock infused black metal band Liminals, and then he also released this track for Family Tradition, a post-metal infused emo band, kind of on the math rocky side of emo, by the way. I was listening to it just a little bit before the show because it literally dropped today, like maybe like 2 hours or 3 hours ago.
Damn.
And it was a lot of like fun. It was screeching pained emo with a lot of like post-hardcore riffs, or just post-hardcore post-rock riffs, and a lot of like melancholic lyrics. The writing on it was really good. It's kind of funny seeing this song come out because they used like kind of like a warm purple color palette on a lot of their stuff, and then kind of hearing this sound come out of them, it was just like, I didn't expect this, but I like this anyway. Because, I mean, they kind of hype themselves up as like, hey, they're sad dads, but they look like they're just kind of like playing a lot of poppy post-punk. I didn't expect them to be playing like aggressive, angry emo that almost harkens to black metal in a way.
Damn. I was just like the one thing that just like stood out of me out of everything you said to me was just, it was said like into whatever, to whoever. I just heard sad dads.
Yeah.
That's like the main thing I just took away from that. I like that. I hope that when I'm in my late 30s, I can just start a popular emo band of just sad dads.
You won't be a dad.
I won't be. I don't have to be a dad. As long as I'm just over the age of like 35, then I can do it.
All right, cool. Yeah. You know, I think there might end up being a super group that'll have you beat. Because I'm pretty sure if the vocalist of Thursday ever becomes like a dad, he'll try and grab a bunch of like emo dads together to make a super group.
I know he's in a different band that isn't Thursday. I actually haven't heard it yet.
Huh.
I should look at that.
Maybe
he could already be doing it. No, he doesn't look. He doesn't look very dad anymore. Like he does. He looks different now.
All right.
He's like, I don't know. He looks more emo now than he used to. He looks more of like the, like less of the the early 2000s and more of like the 2010s kind of emo-y, where he's longer, darker hair things.
Like right now emo, or like early 2010 emo.
Like early 2010. So it was like, no, not like, actually no, it's hard to explain. It's like he's taking a step away from it. Actually, maybe he's getting between the early from 2000 to 2010, somewhere between, where he's definitely not like dress. I don't know. He's definitely trying to go for more of a look, but he isn't full on just like wearing just nothing but black and like in Hot Topic ass clothing.
All right, that's good at least.
I don't really know.
I'll have to take a look at it to really kind of justify.
He just doesn't really. He doesn't really look like that picture I showed you last time, because that was back when he was in Thursday, I think.
He's not in Thursday anymore?
I don't think Thursday's a thing anymore.
Thursday is playing a show.
Are they?
Well, they played a show last.
Oh no, I think
Friday,
I just keep assuming because he's also in another band right now. So I don't know. Most people don't usually go double bands.
I mean, it all depends. Like some people,
unless Thursday is like more of one of those we only tour kind of bands now.
Or maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe they kind of reunite every now and then for a show.
Yeah, that's
now that I think about it, like we really missed an opportunity to go see Thursday on Friday.
Yeah. That's awesome. Damn. That is awesome. I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
Damn. I would have loved to see Thursday. That would have been amazing.
I'll keep my eyes out for the next Thursday show.
Yeah. God damn it. Thursday on Friday. Like they must like. I don't know if they're. I wonder if they're sick of those kinds of jokes.
I mean, I don't think they're sick of it at all. Or maybe they are sick of it all.
No, that's a different band.
Yeah. I tried to make that work. I really tried.
Yeah.
And I am ashamed of myself.
I did better.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Damn.
Sure. Just keep telling yourself that.
I will.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll tell you that too. So you know.
All right.
So you know.
But yeah, that's the main takeaway from that. Oh, and Liminals. Liminals is very like on that edge of like sad post rock and just like early black metal, and kind of infusing the two together and creating a sound similar to like Death Heaven, but a lot more heavy and a lot less fuzz on it. And it was like a really cool listen. It's their song Anxiety, and it's kind of I think they're planning to go a lot harder with their music going forward, and I'm just really excited for what Daryl's got coming out down the pipeline, because I mean, I think earlier this year he released a track for his blackened deathcore band, what is it called, a wretched miscreation called Despicable, and that was supreme. That was very nice. Like it's just like, I think his vocals may need a tiny bit more work, but the composition there, with how it was like the composition where it could seamlessly dive between the symphonic bits and just like regular black metal and black and deathcore bits, there's just a lot of fun. Like the dude has like serious roots in bands like Whitechapel and like just early black metal like Burzum and whatnot, and it's really shining through. He's like making some really good music, and you should definitely check out stuff from what's the record label that he has? Deprived Records, because they're putting out some really cool stuff. They even had a really lo-fi punk band release a full length, I think it was last month. They're called Sick, I think. And yeah, I listened to that too. That was solid. Honestly, though, like if I could, I would definitely want to get like a bunch of the Deprived Records bands to come up here and just play, because they're a lot of fun. But yeah, that's my little diatribe on Daryl Perez. I love you, man, if you're listening to this. And
pretty gay.
Anything you else want to talk about?
Not really, I think.
All right.
Yeah, I guess not really.
I guess that brings this segment of the show to a close.
Yay.
We'll be right back with you guys after a short 8 to 10 minute music break.
Yay.
And we'll start talking about Unit 1 and their EP, the Unit 1 EP. And now, here we're getting right into the tunes.
Now for words from our sponsors. They told us they don't want to sponsor us anymore because of like, not because of the weird things I say. Okay, maybe because of them. I don't know. Mostly something probably insulting towards them. I don't really know, but you know, Coke doesn't like it when you try to create an assembly of people that is not the assembly of people. Just lower under bridge. Sic semper tyrannis, sic semper tyrannis. Good. I just wanted you to cut me off mid.
I'm on the edge in my mind. I'm on the brink, on the side of a mountain, and I'm looking down from the top of a cliff, and I wonder what'll happen if I push your pedal slowly. Try. Suddenly we're flying, flying, flying. Suddenly we're flying, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, flying, flying, flying down the highway line.
idea why. Maybe I'm just too emotional. All I really know is that I love my life and I don't wanna die. And I'm still illuminated by the lights that we left on in your bedroom. My bedroom where I write the fear away. And I'm here to stay alone, to lie to myself, to lie to my own. I won't pretend I care, I'll just prove that I'm alive. Have you ever walked outside when you shouldn't? From Highland to Market to Central to Union, I marked it all down as I crossed the border of the town. And have you finished taking notice of the cold, wet ground just yet? Fear was stronger than passion, and the stakes were higher than any of us could have imagined. When push came to pull, we ran. Fear was stronger than passion, and the stakes were higher than any of us could have imagined. When push came to pull, we ran. Still illuminated by the lights that we left on in your bedroom. In my bedroom where I write the fear away. And I'm here to stay alone, to lie to myself, to lie to my own. I won't pretend I care, I'll just prove that I'm
hard imagery on there that would just be offensive to the eyes and to upstanding individuals. But no.
You know, you're a little too presumptuous, I'd say.
Why?
I don't know. I just felt like
Well,
saying
when you're
that about
called,
you.
when you look like a bunch of zombies dressed up in tuxedos, actually, that's very classy. When you think about it now.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that I understand why there wasn't any hard imagery is because they're too classy for that sort of thing.
that could be it.
They're
yeah.
like war, but with class.
Yes, and we're talking about Flesh God Apocalypse, by the way.
Yeah.
But
The guys who look like a bunch of zombies in tuxedos. These very nice, like they're kind of like a very nice, like kind of like a bit too smooth, like too like thicker and like nicer to be like just regular like kind of material. It has to be like something nice.
yeah, but let's not talk about
Like
Flesh
silk.
God. Let's talk about an act that we have been dedicated to reviewing this week. An act
Yeah.
known as Unit 1, a band based out of Boston, Massachusetts. And they're honestly one of the more unique acts we're listening to this week.
Yeah.
Well, this year, honestly. I'd say like a blues alt rock outfit. Like this is like a trio
Oh,
out of Boston. I mean, damn.
yeah. It's like it's very weird when you just suddenly listen to something for a week of like a band you've never even heard of existed.
Yeah,
And like it's weird. It's hard. I have nothing to go on about this band. I'm like I don't even like know what's going on.
like this is like their debut EP. They have no releases prior to this. They basically started like only a year ago.
Oh.
And yeah, I think it's the woman who is singing is on bass. The guitarist is
Oh, she's on bass.
Yeah,
Really?
she's on bass. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think that no, the dude's on the bass. She's on guitar.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, cause like, that was some bass work going on.
Yeah, it was like some really solid. But yeah, so we've got a lot of good fun here. Basically, like a 5-track EP, gonna take you about 20 minutes to listen to this. And what do you think about it going into it?
Going into it.
Well, what did you think about it like initially?
Initially, I don't know. I just kind of like, and it's just like
what grabbed you like the first time you listened to it?
I really don't know. It's just like I just kind of started hearing like jazzy stuff, and I'm like, this is jazz, and I just kind of went with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can concur. This was indeed of the jazz style genre,
Yeah.
but a lot more in the bluesy
Yeah,
area.
well, yeah, a little bit more of like getting more in the kind of like alternative radio-y, just like the regular kind of like, well, like it's taking jazz but turning it into more of like the more kind of like similar song structure to like for things of like kind of like more of the rock kind of bands. When you take the idea of like having verses and choruses and having like and not being like full on jazz where you have like just a list of chord progressions and no real like and not these like kind of very just simple structure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can't really have the exact similar analysis, but I can say that they really hit it home in their composition and their writing and their sound and textures.
It is so good, and I do like the kind of like, especially a lot of the jazz guitar stuff going on, just like a lot of those more extended kind of chords. It sounded very it just was pleasant, and I liked it.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's like they managed to pull off a really nice, pleasant, peaceful sound, but with a nice, I guess there's a little bit of an edge because of their rocky roots.
Yeah, that's definitely like what it is. It's definitely that they have like a kind of, they're putting a little bit of like a rock edge to jazz stuff, and it's just like, well, like or the other way around. It's just mixing elements of just jazz and a lot of it's more of like technical nature, and then also bringing in a lot of the structure from like more of Western kind of rock.
Yeah. I mean, they got they've even like pulled off interesting little technical bits like that drum bit, and I think there's a drum break in Falling. I think it was.
It was either Falling or the one after that. I'm trying to remember which one it is offhand too.
I think it's Falling.
I heard it.
Is a
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there was like, I think there was 2 songs that had it, and one that was just like a quick thing that like, and it did this like cool thing where they went between like it was like Tom's snare and like in the ride, just like in this kind of like 3-ish, and it was just like a very kind of pleasant thing.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it was Falling was like the bigger one,
Yeah.
and it like their flashiness and like the way they play their instruments from interesting solos to interesting bass work to just giving the drum a lot of air to breathe. Like it can go from like just simple like cymbal riding to like just crazy drum solos.
Yeah, it was a fair bit going between that whole they were like the drums were definitely going back and forth on like say just more simplistic kind of like more rock oriented, and then just going on to like this is like some weird kind of like technical jazz drums kind of like accompaniment that was like kind of going off of like it wasn't just hitting standard like big beats, kind of going on a lot of the smaller ones, syncopating a little bit. I liked it. It was nice.
Like they've got a nice touch, a nice sound, and I'd say they really succeeded in doing what they do. I'm
actually honestly curious on like some of the music education for some of these, because some of this sounded like sort of like this. Some of this like is sounding like someone, at least somebody in this band, has taken a music theory course before.
I'm pretty sure that it's a music college band.
Oh,
probably.
See that?
I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but we can ask at some point.
Yeah, I was wondering because like this is what it kind of sounded like, because a lot of people who go into that stuff are the people who start like jazz bands. Those are the people who just like you start learning jazz and you go, holy crap, and then you just write crazy theory heavy jazz, because that's what jazz is.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like people who don't really get like, you don't usually hear people like who don't go to like some sort of like, don't even at least take a class in high school and like
you can like hear the difference between these kinds
it's like
of projects.
people who don't even just take a music course in high school usually aren't very inclined to start jazz bands unless you grew up on jazz.
That's fair. Yeah.
And if you did, then that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so what do you think about like the vocalist? What do you think? I feel like she's really unique in this scene right now. Like she's filling a little niche I think no one else is filling right now. Like with those soaring, almost like operatic style vocals.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought all the vocal.
It's like well, not really operatic, but more very loungy.
Yeah. It kind of made me think of like the Fugees or something.
I can't really think of it's like just anything of like the Sinatra era.
It definitely had that sort of thing, and I do like it. Well, sort of like it had the kind of like the more loungy or like maybe sometimes a little bit R&B kind of vocals.
Yeah, I can see
that.
that.
That's where I was kind of thinking of like the vocals. Kind of that's the Fugees is sort of like an R&B kind of thing.
Okay, all right.
They they did that song "Killing You Softly."
Oh right, okay, yeah. Now that I get when you're
that's what I mean by the Fugees. Like that sort of like just kind of like more chill R&B kind of like, especially on Falling. Falling was like where that happened. And
Falling, yes, like that was a really solid track for like displaying her like vocal abilities and whatnot.
I also did like the like I gotta check the name of the track again. There was a track where it was a bit different than everything else. I think it was Count. What is it? Where it had like the more like the kind of louder kind of choruses and stuff.
I think so. Yeah. Like, could you kind of like?
Oh yeah, I remember. Because also Count had a strange thing where they actually put an effect on the vocals during the choruses.
I think that was it, because they had like a really like a soaring. She was doing a soaring cry, and like it was kind of like a little bit of a lo-fi effect to it.
Yeah, they what they did was kind of like sort of like a kind of what I was trying to think. I actually don't exactly know the correct terminology for it, but I only know is that they distorted it. It was distorted and like they really made it a lot very bright, like focused a lot on the high end and kind of maybe almost compressed it a little bit.
I could see compression a little bit there too.
It was definitely like kind of what like Joe Folan does for like one of the songs for the sound band. It's where he just plugs a mic into his guitar amp.
Yeah, actually, I think where he takes like that little ball mic and like kind of sings.
I think it's called like a talk box or something.
Yeah, I think
it was sort of doing that talk boxy kind of effect. If that's what a talk box is.
What song was it that the sound band didn't see that in?
I don't remember. I mean, it won't really help for anyone who hasn't already who hasn't seen them live, because then they won't know what song it is.
Yeah. I feel like it's off of Reach. I think it actually is Retrace.
I think it is.
But so basically, like the talk box effect from like Retrace is present here, and like the ending of Count. I'd say Axis actually has a really cool. I think Axis is a song where they like have like a second guitar coming in.
I'm not sure. Also, I got to think. I'm not sure if that's what a talk box really is. I was just guessing because I think that's what it is.
I think I tooled around with a talkbox setting on Adobe Audition, and I'm pretty sure like
that is what it is.
that is what it is.
Okay, I didn't really know. I just hear people talk about talkbox but never see them.
I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I will admit that.
we'll say it. Yeah. Just listen to it and you'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think.
Alice,
Did you pick
I'm
up
not
on like the second guitar that was playing in Axis?
I don't think I did.
There was like a second guitar, I think, layered over the first. I don't know if it was like it maybe like they ran a looper and had she was playing guitar in like a higher key over it.
Yeah, it's either that or you could also have a harmonizer pedal.
Maybe.
If you're playing the same notes just in a different octave or different interval. Because
Hmm.
you can do that too.
It's interesting kind of seeing like knowing it's a 3-piece and then hearing like a second guitar come in there. Like it
Yeah.
was like, ooh, wait, what's this?
Yeah,
like it.
I need to listen to that again because I didn't really pick up any of that.
All right. Well, so what would you say would be like your favorite tracks on it? Well, favorite tracks.
That is hard. It is hard on short releases.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, because it's like... I really did like... Because it was like down to the 3 where it's like falling, parole, and count were kind of there. Actually, no, I guess so. It was like originally I was kind of more of like falling in Axis, but I'm kind of liking like count the more you really kind of like look into it and see the more of like where that one kind of went just like more on the rock side, which was like and made it kind of stand out from all the other tracks.
I can agree to that too. Even I'd say Account's one of my favorites alongside These Dreams.
Yeah.
These Dreams kind of really they just really it really opens us up to this idea of like the mixture of the jazz stylings and the rock elements that it seems like they've all grown up on, and it allows us to kind of enter this world for like about 20 or so minutes and kind of give us this nice clean palette to operate on.
Yeah. I also gotta say I like the kind of like I like the way they a lot of like the kind of the lyrical work and just especially where it's and sort of like the like giving a lot of like a more of like a depressing tone and like a calmer kind of music. Like it's a lot of very like kind of like sad topics, but you just kind of like the I don't know, the jazz kind of helps like not make it too heavy for you. Yeah,
it's like kind of just like it's diving into the blues atmosphere, but without like getting too depressing. It's very it's got that brightness to it with like the production style and whatnot.
It's got that current day sadcore kind of like just like a pinch of sadcore.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
A pinch of I'm still sad.
yeah, definitely. But I'd say that kind of sums up a lot of my thoughts on this. Like Unit 1, this is a fantastic debut. It would definitely be on the best debuts of the upcoming Ghibli Awards. But sadly this came too late for us to really like put it on there. But
we did a Grammy thing. We cut off submissions before the year ended.
Yeah, because and hey, our shows like final shows New Year's Eve, we might as well do it.
The Giblees, the Grammys, Giblees, just as bullshit as the Grammys, but
wait, yeah. So I think that's about sums it up, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd say let's give it. Oh wait, would you recommend this?
Yeah. Of course I'd recommend it. I'd say go listen to this because people don't appreciate jazz enough.
Yeah, I'd have to agree to that. These guys, like, they know what they're doing. They're very technically proficient. They've got excellent mixing job, excellent mastering job too for something like this. I think they're probably one of the more unique sounding pieces out of the South Shore and just the Boston area right now. And I mean, as far unique goes as far as just the general rock scene.
I really kind of want to see if like one day if they start playing shows and if we can ever get them and Hot Brown on the same show.
If Hot Brown can't play Rockland Rebel Radio Fest in May, I may see if Unit 1 would be open to doing that, because after this I'm like more sold on Unit 1.
Yeah, I don't know, I still kind of miss Hot Brown.
I mean, I'm gonna talk to Derek and see like what's up with Hot Brown right now, maybe because they haven't played it in a while. But it's also like a bunch of college students playing in a band. Yeah. And Derek already has like 4 bands that he drums in? Yeah. Like that dude's busy.
Well, yeah, I can see that. I don't know. Well, yeah, that's the problem. That's what I'm all sketchy about, because like college bands don't usually last long. They just they come, they write a hit, they write like a hit album, and then they break up.
Yeah, I have a good feeling about these guys though. They're going places.
This
probably.
band, like,
They've got a good chemistry going on.
I hope this band could be one of the few college bands that actually continues for a while, because it is possible. It's not common at all.
Mhm.
It's very rare. But you know, they don't. If this is like their one band and they just want to do it, I'd love for them to keep doing this and making more jazzy stuff and make people appreciate jazz more.
Definitely.
I know before I went to college, I was the same people who were like kind of like, yeah, jazz is just jazz or whatever. I don't know. There's nothing special about it. And then when you actually learn about jazz and the intricacies of jazz, it's just like, wow, this is like an amazing like genre. There's nothing quite like it.
Yeah, but I think with that, things will come to a close as far as the review is concerned.
Yeah.
Feel free to rewind and listen back to that if you want to.
Listen to our smooth voices. That was too gruff. You need to be.
But all right, so enjoy
like,
some more local music as we go into another music break.
Enjoy
and
some
we'll be right back in
local music.
10 or so minutes.
Laid on the living room floor. Yeah, I must have had too much to drink. My tears hit the floor before I knew I was crying. It's been a while since I felt anything. But when I wake up, I will see you in the light. The blood was drying on my face from yesterday's fight. It's not fair, I am a monster, and I know it best when I tell you that. You were wasting your time, I was staying the same. Just give it a few months and you'll forget my name. It's not fair and I'm sorry. I just don't think that this is healthy for either of us. It's not fair. Tried not to think about you when I got home. You were probably still bleeding. You were laughing through the painkiller panic. You knew this would all fall apart. But when I woke up, I will cut you out my head. I remember you when I see these scars and wishing I was dead. It's not fair, I am a monster, and I know it best when I tell you that. You were wasting your time, I was staying the same. Just give it a few months and you'll forget my name. It's not fair and I'm sorry. I just don't think that this is healthy for either of us. It's not fair.
That one night, the backyard of our lives, swinging on swings till the morning light. She does not know that I see her climbing there. There is a ramp, there is no ladder and no stairs. Sparklers in her hand and nothing on her mind. Through and over the hill, they leave me behind. Don't leave me behind, no, no, no. I just need to stay for a while. And I saw her grin, and I saw her face. Please just remove me from this place. And when we're in the same room with 10 other people, I only notice you. Because in my mind, you really do. Saw her eyes, saw her smile. I just need to wait for a while. Saw her face, saw her face. Please just remove me from this place, from this place. But I saw the way that she looked at him, and I saw what eyes can do to make something begin. Something began that night in the backyard of our lives. Something I will not interfere with, but I will stand here in the background of the. No one there to hear what my mind wills. But I saw her eyes and I saw her smile. I just need to go away for a while. Saw her grin and saw her face. It's just. But I saw her eyes and I saw her smile. I just need to go away for a while. Just
It's goodbye. I'm sorry this ended. I don't think that I'll move it on soon. It's okay to feel uneasy about everything that happened. I guess I was just avoiding the truth. and my mother still cries a lot. Not as much as she did. Nothing that I can say. And I don't think it's 'cause of me. And I fucking love my cousins. And I fucking love my friends. And I met someone who loves me. And I don't think it's gonna end. And I'm not failing my classes. I'm getting better at my drawings. I guess you could say I'm making some progress. I guess you could say I'm making some progress.
And we are back, folks. We are back with the final, I don't know, maybe half an hour of the show at
Yeah.
this rate.
All I know is that right now there's these insane notes coming out of this guitar. It's beautiful. I don't know if that was heard, but
It was kind of picked up.
it's these are some like beautiful, like it's really resonating these certain notes, and it's just like, and it's making me get all like jazzy classically with this thing. I love it.
Nice.
It's good guitar.
I'd say with this section, we should talk a little bit of news. So,
Alright.
Tom O'Malley teased a new song that is going to be releasing on his birthday, January the 3rd, and I am so hyped. Did that come down a little bit?
Yes.
Shit, that sucks.
Yeah.
Please don't tell me that like the both stands are effed.
Yeah. It's also, what brand are these?
Musician gear.
I've never used this brand. They might just be a crappy brand.
They might be.
I just
honestly,
know
'cause,
like on stage
this is,
mics
like-
are pretty solid.
like, these are my. This is my third mic using. This is my third. These are my second and third
You
stands.
should see
from
what
them.
you should start looking into. Was it on? Yeah, I think it was called On Stage. They're the same people who did my piano stand.
All right, I'll have to look into that.
They have more solid stands. I think pretty much anywhere I go, that like any venue I've been to, any recording studio I've been to, always use those brands of mic stands because they're just solid brands.
All right, I'll have to I'll definitely
Yeah.
have to invest in some on stage mics.
Yeah, because I had to use them in the recording studio at my college, and they were a lot easier and like better with adjusting than these mics even feel.
Yeah, and
Like these ones do not like to loosen up.
nope. And when they do, if you don't loosen them up the right way, they get really effed up,
Yeah.
as seen with this
Yeah, they-
balancing act.
Yeah, the yeah.
But all right, so I say we jump into our BS awards.
They're
The Giblees.
They're just called the Giblees, man. They aren't BS. I mean, they're as bullshit as the Grammys, so there's really no contest there.
Yeah.
They're, as long as the Grammys are as bullshit as our awards are, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Because if we're more bullshit than them, then that's even worse. Or it could be good if they weren't as bullshit.
Yes.
Fuck. I throw shade at the Grammys. Because if I actually win a Grammy, then I might change my opinion slightly. Because I'd be like, well, I kind of did win a Grammy, so, I can't hate on them that much. Afterwards, they still suck. But yeah, we have decided winners of this year's Ghibli Awards.
I would like to actually first cut in and just say that the band Unit 1, none of them are music students apparently.
Whoa,
I know.
that's weird. I did not expect that.
And they got a full-on LP in the works for 2018, so let's keep an eye out for that. If we can see first a back-to-back EP and full-length album that really brings out the best in this band, I'd be excited.
This is my mic getting lower?
It might be. Technical difficulties. Give me a few more minutes of music time, and then we'll be right back after that's fixed.
Yeah, this is
Didn't ask to feel this way. No, I didn't want to stay in my bed. I'm not lazy, I'm just fucking sick. And the blood test won't take care of me. And you know I've tried that therapy. I'm not complaining, I'm just letting you know. It's like carrying the coffin to your own bloody wake. But my aching joints and rapid heart were no one's mistake. And even the most broken can't find a way to heal with a new vision of hope and a new way to feel. I spent these years carrying my own weight. They need a lot of breaks, but I walk at my own pace. I'll take every pill, I will take every shot if it means just getting rid of what I got. I'll live. I'll live. I'll live. I'll live. I'm speaking to the world in a prayer, and I tell them just what I think. I'll catch up soon, I just need a break.
Applesauce.
And with that, we
Blues
have our
juice.
problems fixed. All right.
Yeah.
So now we can actually dive into the Giblees.
Woo! Giblees Award celebratory, jazzy thing. Some more. Oops.
Wait, what happened?
I accidentally touched your mic stand with this, so it made a noise.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened.
But yeah, all right. So
Yeah,
let us dive
celebratory.
into.
That was more of a classical guitar thing, or like a Spanish guitar kind of thing.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
so let's talk about the Giblees.
The Giblees,
Our local-ish music awards.
sponsored by Coke.
Let's not get sponsored by Coke.
All right.
I mean,
What
it's
about
better.
Coke the drug?
Sure.
All
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Sponsored by Coke the drug.
Addicted to Coke.
But yeah, this is an awards segment specifically like reserved for artists that we've either reviewed in the last year or seen. Like they have to be either unsigned or signed to small labels and just starting out as a band, I'd say.
Yeah, I just sort of do it as, do they have like, oh, it's like, have they like, I don't know, have they toured from this coast to that coast to the west coast and back? No. All right, throw them on there.
That's cool. I can see that. I mean, I'd say it's a more like
I just say it's like if they reach like kind of wage war kind of things where they're still small, but like people still talk about them even like who are outside of their area. Because it's sort of like I'll see a point where it's like if they don't even if the band doesn't even need us talking about them, then like
I don't even think I think we kind of like jumped the gun a bit on trying to talk about Hatred Stems from the Seeds.
okay, that was a little bit, yeah, that was kind of pushing it. I still think the only reason, yeah, see, if I just heard about that release, I wouldn't have, but since we were at the release show, I thought it might have been good to do it.
Yeah, it was a good idea anyway.
After that, like stuff that kind of big, I probably wouldn't do it unless I was witnessing the release show.
All right, that's fair. But yeah, so that is our
yeah, so
that's a little diatribe there about it.
Here are some of the winners of each category.
Let's go with through the nominees.
Oh
of
yeah,
each
I guess we can
category,
go through the
then talk
nominees
about
again.
The winners.
Here's should we just do it one category at a time?
One category at a time.
Okay, so for best guest, we had for the nominees Willie DiNardo, Cake Journey, as in the band Journey, and cake is in the confection.
The I don't even think confection is the right word. It's just dessert.
Yeah, the dessert. We have Joe Folan.
And
And we have Boxer's Jaw.
yeah.
Like
And-
the entirety of the band who have been on the show before.
Yeah, they were on
And-
during the review of Boxer's Jaw's debut EP Winter to Winter.
And like two other people that they brought along with them. There were
Yeah.
so many people in that room.
There was like so many people in that room, it was nuts.
Did you even see how many people were in that room?
No, I couldn't because
Because
there
there was
no video
like
on.
I think there was like about 6 of us just all in Cam's room.
That was whack.
Yeah. I was like in the corner of his back corner of his room having to yell to the mic
Nice.
because it was just like so far away from everyone.
Yeah. But so I'd say the best guest on there was Willie DiNardo.
Yeah, Willie DiNardo, man.
Willie
you,
DiNardo.
You
like,
won a Ghibli.
I say with Willie DiNardo, like he had like one of the best chemistries at like basically the best chemistry with us as like a co-host alongside like say Jake basically. Like,
Yeah, it was
Jake
pretty
and him
much
were
pretty
like
much-
a tie,
yeah.
like, almost.
Yeah, it was hard to say because like I did really like having Jake on there, but I don't know. I felt like also like Willie still like contributed into like any discussion even outside of his own, like just a lot better.
A lot outside of his own comfort zone, he contributed to
Yeah.
the discussion a lot better.
And he was also very helpful for the reviews he was on.
Yes, he was. I mean, like Degrader EP, like we probably couldn't have gotten we couldn't have gotten a better video if we had even had Degrader on.
Yeah, that was spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that. Willie has won a Ghibli for best guest.
I might figure out a way to just give out a stupid award to people, even if I just draw something and print it on a piece of paper and give it to everyone.
Yeah, maybe.
Something just sad and just like half-assed.
All right.
All right, so next category is best album. We have under here Fordham Road's Fordham Road. We have Hatred Stems from the Seed by I just blanked out. Hardcore.
Great American
Ghost. Sorry, gag. Gotta remember that. We got Gusto from Daisy Bones.
Love that release.
And we have The Pink Room.
The Pink Room by Justin Arena.
By The Jap.
The T-Jap.
Yeah. Wait, but then you're saying the Justin Arena project.
The Justin Arena project. Exactly.
The Justin Arena project. They.
And who was the winner
Them.
of that category?
The winner of that category was Fordham Road with their road that's called Fordham.
This little beauty right
Yeah.
here. A masterpiece of 11 tracks. And honestly, I wish I got this signed, and I'm hoping I can get this signed soon because this is beautiful.
This is what the band looks like if you want to ever see them and go say congratulations on the street. They look exactly like this. This was a real photo taken like during back in the out of the blue. That was what they looked like.
Exactly.
Spot on. Look at that camera. Look
I
at
don't
it.
even know if the glare will make it visible.
I don't know.
But yeah, so Fordham Road, congratulations. You've
You-
got a Ghibli for your fantastic debut album.
You've got Ghibli.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations. You've won.
All right.
We need to get that sound for like next year's Ghiblies.
All right, so next up.
Just make everyone who's like using watching this on a laptop just start to like freak out as they think they got a virus or something.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
I'm looking on getting a soundboard eventually anyway, so.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, next we have after album we have best EP. So the nominees for that were nominees. It was like nominees, as in like the bee's knees.
Mhm.
We got Mostly Stories
With Mostly Stories.
by Mostly Stories. A lot of self-titled this year.
Yeah,
a lot of self-titled. So many.
Never a bad thing though, I think.
Maybe, I don't know. It's getting hard where like everyone's albums and releases are starting to be named after themselves. It's like, what do I do? So we have Dark Side of the Mind from Downswing.
Mm-hmm.
We have The Words We'll Never Say from In Good Nature.
Uh-huh.
And we have Live at the Barn from Boxer's Jaw.
I'd say all of these were really good releases.
Yeah.
Releases we all enjoyed to varying degrees. But I
Yeah,
have to
no.
definitely say That,
I also say that I liked every single one of these, and that's why they're all on that list.
I'd say out of those, like I'd say my least favorite was Boxer's Jaw because it didn't bring as much to the table as the other EPs did.
It didn't
because it was like basically kind of just a live release, technically like a live.
Yeah,
release.
I think that was the best way to say it. Was sort of it didn't on terms of like studio production and quality.
Yeah,
it was still good for what was done on it, but it was still a live performance.
It was a live
even though still it was still
like building off of what they had already done before. It wasn't bringing any real new material to the table.
I think one or two songs were new on it.
Maybe. I mean, like from what we know, like most of the songs were either songs Boxer's Jaw had done previously, or they were songs from Nick Rizzola's old projects.
It was still a very noteworthy.
It was noteworthy, yes, definitely. It's like it's a fantastic spot.
I don't know.
In their evolution.
It's one of the first things that have got me back into Boxer's Jaw.
That's fair.
I would say that. But yeah, so the best EP, we said our winner was The Words We'll Never Say from In Good Nature.
Our good buddy Tim Sullivan and everyone else in it. You deserve this.
You've won. You've got Ghibli. You want to get tested for that.
Like, I mean, if I can like fly down the highway from Vermont to home listening to Robin Wood, Regime, and In Good Nature, then I definitely say that yeah, like they're like in the top 3 bands right now, and they're like a band of mine that I never thought I would enjoy it this year, and I will admit I am flat wrong. I'll admit that I was flat wrong and that I loved every second of it.
Wasn't rounded wrong. Wasn't like kind of 3-dimensional wrong, just flat. 2-dimensional wrong.
But yeah, so that is our winner of EP.
You won Ghibli.
Yes.
You've won Ghibli. Can that be our slogan now?
You've won Ghibli.
You've won Ghibli. Just like a shitty, just like cartoon drawing, just like in bubble letters, just you've won Ghibli in the bottom, like kind of like with a lot of like, or like the sort of like the end of like a Warner Brothers cartoon sort of thing, but just you've won Ghibli on the bottom. And just yeah. So next we have best single to kind of keep going, condensing down. So we have The Worst of Us with House of Lies. We have Regime with it was
Requiem.
That's what it was. I was like close, but like wasn't close enough. So close no matter how far. I have Degrader with Gaia. Yeah, that was
weird.
Jinx.
Sure. Oh fuck.
No, you can't speak? No, I don't want that. You can speak now.
Okay, and what was the last one?
Well, we also had Christian Veach with
Believe, and then Robin Wood with
First Day of Spring.
Yes. And
so we thought long and hard in the process of about a minute.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we
it was actually one of the second longest like the topics we had to discuss because it's hard. There were a lot of singles.
I'd say though, building off of what you told me, like The Worst of Us have really evolved as a project, and with this song, it shows a lot of promise with what they can do going forward from here. And I think you've convinced me that The Worst of Us deserves the spot of the best single of the year so far.
It was sort of like what I thought of, just especially when I came up with the list, because it was like it was a whole new step in a direction, and it was kind of one of my. Like I still love First Day of Spring, and it was interesting to listen to Believe, but this was it was not just a question of just a good single, but like it was sort of like a
it was just
it was showing it was like for when you like get one of those like most like awards for like being the most improved.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, that's why it deserved that. So next we go on. So yeah, The Worst of Us, you've won a Ghibli. I don't know if you know that, but you've just won a Ghibli.
I don't even know if they realize we exist.
I don't even know either. I don't know if they've even know we reviewed them.
Maybe.
Or if they're even still doing things.
I don't even know if I tagged them in it. Oh, I think The Worst of Us, they played a little while ago recently, but they might be busy.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with them.
But I need to find out. I'd say let's move on to the next topic.
Yeah. So we have Best Live Performance. These are all bands that we've seen within the time of just doing the show, and this is what this is all based on. So like the past half a year. So we have, for nominees, we have Downswing, we have Robin Wood, we have Grand Entrance, and we have In Good Nature.
Honestly, all really hard decisions to make because
Yeah.
all of them I had a lot of fun seeing this year. I want to also give an honorary mention to Regime. They always kill it at every
Yeah.
live show.
It's always it's just I always enjoy seeing Regime, and I hope to always keep seeing them at shows.
Yeah. And but I would say that this year it has to go to, who was it again?
Downswing.
Downswing, yes.
Yeah.
Because those guys, they can put so much energy into anything they do.
Yeah, it's sort of for anyone who hasn't been to see Downswing live, basically it is like the funnest pit you'll ever be in. It's just like their energy is so positive, unlike any of the bands they play shows with. Like everyone's all about like angry, aggressive beatdown and people getting like starting to like crowd kill a bit, and it's just like, and then once Downswing happens, it's just like everyone's together in harmony in the pit, and it's just beautiful.
It's like the rock edge brings the hardcore edge into an interesting place where the beatdowns don't happen and we're all just having fun.
Well, it's sort of like the energy of a lot more of like older like 90s like more positive hardcore.
I can see it being like, it feels, from what I've seen, it feels like it's a pit of like people like thrashing to like power metal, where it's like they're not trying to hurt each other, they're just having fun.
It's just sort of the thing that comes out of just being a more positive kind of sounding hardcore band. And you know, they deserve that. And also their bassist is crazy, and I love that. He just goes around, he's just like constantly spinning, just like and it's just jumping in the pit, so many bass spins. It's just him as a person just spinning.
Another mention goes out to Degrader for their
for just like those
their
crazy
swinging
like
guitar.
He actually, I think he sometimes even just does two in a row, and it's just like, and it's just like, whoa.
What was it? I know they do it in I think they do it in Heresy.
I don't know, but all I know is that I shared a video on Twitter of him like full on just a video of just him doing his his bass
at the
spin.
Palladium.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh, that is just like a mean bass spin. I love it. I wish I could do things like that.
Maybe in the future.
Maybe.
But I'd say
Probably not.
that Downswing, you win a Ghibli, and you're like one of the last bands I expect to like win a Ghibli, not because we didn't like you. Because I love you, Brett, and everyone else. It's just that you guys are in Albany. This is a New England show. New York doesn't really count as New England.
Yeah, it's an honorary member of New England.
It's like New England is dominated by Massachusetts, and Massachusetts doesn't like New York. That's the thing.
Yeah, but it's an honorary member because we're in any case, we're both like states filled with a bunch of jerks.
That's fair. Yeah. But yeah, so Downswing, I love you. I may have put my foot in my mouth, but understand I meant good things.
Yeah, even if they didn't win this award, I would have given them an award for best shorts. Full on.
Buy Downswing shorts on their website.
Buy their shorts, please. Everyone needs to buy Downswing shorts. I have them. They're great.
I will probably buy some when the money looks nice.
Yeah. And my God.
And next category.
And also try to see Downswing, especially if they start doing like some of those like I love that moment where he's just like everyone spin. we all just like there was like 20 people all together in the pit just spinning. I love that.
It's a treat when you can get Downswing in Massachusetts or in New Hampshire at the very least.
Yeah. And so yeah, we should probably move on to the next thing. We have Best Studio Artist, which was one of the hardest ones we had to debate over.
Yes, it really was. So what were the contestants for that Best Studio Artist?
I don't know.
Category?
I just want to just like give it an example. So when we did Best Guest, it was like that. I just like Best Guest, and we just said it and moved on to the next one. This one was like we had a break dedicated to it. Yeah, this was hard. So yeah, so here are nominees. We have Thomas O'Malley
for his work in Robin Wood, of course, and Dim the Lights, because I'm pretty sure he did a lot of that himself.
Well, I don't know how much of he did that himself, but I know he is like the main kind of writing force in that. Yeah, in those projects. And so we have that. We have Liam Geary from
for Degrader, and for the job that he did in Saving Scatter's only single.
There was no saving of that. I mean, I still have to say, working with him, he is great sound engineer. He does his job well, and he knows what he's doing, and that's why at least he's nominated, because I worked with him. That song even outside of any recording quality, was still trash.
Yeah.
There's no saving it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad for the guy. He didn't deserve to deal with that. I mean, it was even worse than just dealing with me. Like, it was worse than that.
Basically, because he had to deal with you on top of the rest of the band
Yep.
being assholes.
Yep. Entirely. Just that is it. Like,
Alright.
if it was just me, it would have been a whole different story.
All right, next up,
So yeah, we have Cameron Francisco.
Cameron Francisco for his work on Rose and on City of Ghosts.
Yeah.
And I believe
City
that
of
was
Town of Specters.
like, and I'm pretty sure I would have given this award to Cam if it weren't for some of our other entrants.
Yeah. So we have Christian Veach.
For his work in Fordham Road's The Gates of Heaven, Fordham Road's debut album, Fordham Road, and for his production work on his solo track and on some of Amanda McCarthy's prologue.
Yeah.
For like songs like I'll Be Back.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Like the dude's churning out work and he's doing some phenomenal stuff.
And then with that we have Snide Molly for all the
For
projects.
Pets and everything else in their discography.
Yeah, all those projects. And damn, I almost kind of wish I put them on a nominee for live because it was very interesting.
Yeah, like so going back a bit, Snide gets like an honorable mention in live because just they put out the most unique live experience possible.
It's something. I wish I saw the one that was like the one that
was at Owen Korzek's barn.
Yeah. I wish I saw the one where like I think they even had like it was the one where they also did a stream of Cam's set.
Yeah, that was Owen Korzek's barn.
Yeah, I was sad. I heard that set was really good.
It was really good. It was phenomenal, especially when it was like up in that space. It was the perfect space for it. By the way,
I was seeing all the lighting and I'm like, that would have been amazing. That would have been an experience.
But
so we decided. I was going to reference there's a thing I was starting to go into reference. I don't know where it was going.
I'm gonna just take it from here.
Yeah, take it.
So, in this category, I felt that someone as prolific as Christian Veach honestly deserves it. From engineering one of my favorite EPs of the year to engineering one of my favorite albums of the year, and then engineering one of my favorite songs of the year, a song that I never would have imagined happening and imagined like being something I love so much. Like Christian is an all-around great dude and a phenomenal sound engineer.
Yeah.
And I think that he deserves sound engineer this year, like studio artist.
I was more the one that making it hard for debate, but yeah, really hearing all the stuff. If you really start off with the list of things he did, I actually kind of would have given the award more quickly because I didn't know how much he's actually done, but he did quite a lot more than anyone else.
Yeah, I mean everyone else has done some really quality stuff, but I think this was the year of Christian Veach.
Yeah, there you go. And
I think with that is our next category.
Yeah, so our best category, I'm going to start moving faster. Didn't realize how long we were taking.
Yeah.
So we got the best acoustic act. So for the nominees, we have Amanda McCarthy. We got Boxer's Jaw, extending that vowel. We have Troll 2. We have Willie DiNardo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd say with that category, it was kind of difficult because there was a lot of acts that we really loved. There was Troll 2 with like a full-on folk punk act, like 5-piece set, I think they had.
No, they're 4 or 5 piece. I don't exactly remember. I think it's still 4. But they're also still very noteworthy, amazing band.
2 to 3 piece Boxer's Jaw, bringing out some really solid folk music. We've got Amanda McCarthy doing a lot of good solo. She's like in the pop like country-ish like rock area.
It's sort of like the kind of like poppy kind of alternative-y kind of area. I just like.
And then we got Willie DiNardo with what Willie DiNardo does.
Whatever like soft or funky kind of tunes, rap tunes he wants to put out. I don't know. Yeah, the man's a mystery.
He's a wonderful mystery though, and I would love to give the award to anybody in this category. But I think the person who deserves it the most, from like the person I've seen the most, the person I've listened to the most out of all of these, Amanda McCarthy. Because Amanda is going places. She's grinding.
You're going places, kid. You're going to have your name up in the lights.
She is working hard to make herself something. She's putting out some excellent material. Like, just hearing things hearing how AAA was, and just hearing a lot of the songs reprised on Prologue, and just seeing the progression in her and seeing her live performance, it was a treat, and I'm really happy and glad and just excited for what Amanda McCarthy has coming down the pipeline. From her features all this last year on like the Pink Room and on the Gates of Heaven, to just her solo performances, it's all phenomenal. I would say everyone else deserves the award, but I think she deserves the award just a little bit more.
Yeah.
And keep an eye out for awesome things coming from her next year.
All right. Yeah. So then we got a best concept release, because we had to make another category because there was a bit. Next year is going to be crazy.
Next year is going to be crazy. I'd say this year's like was really hard for concept releases too, because we covered a lot of like the big concept releases of the area, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, it was also because there was an overflow of EPs and albums, and it was like, wow, I need to start making other categories.
Yeah.
Like when I realized there was like 6 like EPs that I could name of like the best one, and I'm like, we're cutting down.
Yep.
Oh, it's hard.
Yes.
So the nominees for this one were Viva Yo from Robin Wood.
Mm-hmm.
We have Fordham Road's Fordham Road.
Uh-huh.
And we have Z the Stranger.
Yes.
Yeah. For City of Ghosts. And yeah. So those were.
I'd say though that Fordham Road, I would switch out the self-titled for the Gates of Heaven, because I think the Gates of Heaven was a better concept release for them.
I guess
it's
so.
built around like the death of their friend, and like
I didn't really know it was a concept. If I actually knew, I would have probably thrown it on there. I just know this one was like more obviously a concept, and that every song was clear for their album was clearly like in this concept of the story of them.
That's fair. Yeah, I'd say like right now they're kind of equal on like the level of being concept releases. Yeah. I would say honorable mention of this year that goes to Cam, because Cam has made a phenomenal concept release. I enjoyed every second of City of Ghosts, but I'd say Viva Yo would have to beat him here. Yeah. And I don't think Cam would even be mad about it.
No, he would totally understand. He knows more about the album than a lot of people.
Basically, yeah.
It's like it's concept from all the way even to like album artwork, and everything like that, and the naming of everything. It's perfect.
Yeah, like I'd say Viva Yo and Tom O'Malley is very deserving of this Ghibli, and I'm really excited for what Tom O'Malley has coming for us in 2018.
Yeah, he's gonna get so many Ghiblis. He's gonna want to go see a doctor about it.
Yes, tell your doctor about a Ghibli that lasts longer than 4 hours.
Wow. Get tested for Ghibli. Ghibli. Some of the ways you use Ghibli, it sounds like a disease. Like it's like you want to get tested for Ghiblis.
Yeah, it is. We're a disease.
Yeah, that's what happens when you go to Canada and have some like crazy nights and you don't remember, and it's just like you get tested to make sure you don't have Ghiblis.
Let's see. Was that our last category?
That was our last thing. We just have honorable mentions, which are a lot of them. The ones I just want to touch on were for Cam for his work on City of Ghosts, and how like it's just like how it was such like a monumental kind of like release for him. It was like a step of real improvement, and I don't feel like that I give it enough praise as it deserves.
I feel like everyone should go out and listen to City of Ghosts just to see how far Cam has come in his experimentalism and his production style and his outright weird ideas. I say Cam is going a lot of good places. I wish I could be giving Cam an award this year, but honestly, like a lot of other artists have done just a little bit better.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say it. It's just like there's just a lot. There's other ones who just kind of needed more of a touching on than that. Also because he had been on this show a lot more than any of the other people we've talked about on here.
Like Cam, if you ever listen to this, I have a deep respect for you and your music, and I can't wait for what comes down the pipeline.
Dad.
But what was the other honorable mentions?
Yeah, so we have also Snide Molly because just for pets and just everything from them, because they're something else.
They are something else. there's something fantastic there.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Hmm.
I just want to like, I don't know.
I want to go up to Snide and tell them your
Yeah.
music is phenomenal. And I'm really glad that you allowed us to give us a review, because it was an experience, experience I never thought I would have, and something I really enjoyed doing and just listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you, Cam, for like just convincing Snide that we could review it.
Yeah. I just want to like have just a weird moment where just spouting off nonsense with Snide. I just want to do that.
Yeah. But all right, so the last
then we have mostly stories on there, because I still like I kind of wanted to give them best EP, because it's the one EP out of like all of them there, just like that I've kept returning to. Like I haven't taken it off since the day we reviewed it, because it just, those songs just stick with you. They're just like there's just nothing really else like them.
That's fair. I want to give an honorable mention to Joe Mate, honestly, though.
Yeah, that
Joe
too.
Mate of the Dreaming Insomniacs. Like, Joe is getting there.
Yeah,
Joe, like,
it's one of those
he's having a rough start, but I feel like there's a lot of promise in what he does.
Yeah, it's more so like he's one of those like people who get those sort of nods for showing a lot of improvement
like
over time.
Say like this year, with the Dreaming Insomniacs' second album, Spaced Out, he's shown a lot more promise than he has with his self-titled release from the year prior. And just going into it, it's like he has an idea of what he wants to do, and he's doing it pretty well, but it's not the best it can be. I feel like there's a lot more work to do, but he's very improved as far as what we've seen this year. And I'm kind of excited for what's coming down the pipeline from him, because I'd like to see just more psychedelic rock from him.
Did I miss Best Debut?
We did miss Best Debut, so let's jump into Best Debut.
Best Debut. So the nominees for that were Grand Entrance for Grand Entrance, right? That's the self-title? Yeah, self-titled again.
Oh no, Grand Entrance's Grand Entrance was In Motion to the Ocean.
Oh, that's what it was, In Motion to the Ocean. Sorry, I forgot for a second.
A side A and side B.
Yeah. And a third track on YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, but I never got to listen to that.
Yeah, I haven't either. So we have In Good Nature for The Words We'll Never Say. We got
the EP.
Yeah, the EP. We got Gusto from Daisy Bones, and we got The Gates of Heaven from Fordham Road.
So Daisy Bones' Gusto was a very nice, just kind of played straight garage rock, and it was a lot of fun going back and just kind of listening to that.
Yeah.
Fordham Road's The Gates of Heaven was just a phenomenal, like blowing out of the park kind of levels of debut.
It's an experience. I never full on listened to like a 20-minute like ballad or whatever, or just Odyssey. Like I've never listened to a
ballad style Odyssey. I'd say
it was like it was funny because like I didn't even know of them until the first time we saw them at the Out of the Blue. Yeah, and
Jinx.
So
yeah, I mean, like they were really fun.
But, but it's just like I was before they played before even first time I heard the song The Gates of Heaven, and just like, and I was saying like, oh, I was like making jokes, being like, 20-minute power ballad, and then it was a 20-minute song, and I'm like, I like this.
Yeah,
it was
and
nice.
Then we've got
then we had
we granted and In Good Nature, like this EP, this showed a lot of promise in its launch, and like In Good Nature is a band that's gonna blow up next year. Their debut is so fun, but I'd say this year's debut goes to Grand Entrance.
Yes,
because you know what, I'm going back to In Motion to the Ocean, like songs like Stranger and Stumped more often than I am going back to In Good Nature's The Words We'll Never Say, just because those two songs have packed with so much promise, so much love, and so much care, and a lot of there's fun in it. Like I could listen to those over and over again, whereas really out of most of The Words We'll Never Say, the only thing I can really listen to over and over again is Weathered, just for how fun that is.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've done revisiting to quite a few of these debuts, and yeah, but I'll still say like Grand Entrance like really had some really solid songs off there. You just can't stop listening to.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
I'd say with that though, that closes out the Giblees.
I also wanted to add I wanted to add Troll 2 for their new album on the honorable mentions because it's still a solid album. It should be listened to.
Inheritance is a solid album. Very fun. But yeah, that closes the Giblees out. And reminder, go listen to Tom O'Malley's new song. Oh, not new song. Listen to the little preview.
If you and you should and also go look up anything for any of the bands we've mentioned or given awards to or anything. Go see why they deserve their awards. Go back and watch the reviews we've done for them. We've reviewed pretty much everyone on that list.
Basically, yeah.
So you should go see the reviews and see why they got those awards. Do things.
Yeah. But so yeah. And with that, I'd say we just dived a tiny bit into music news. Tom O'Malley teased a new song that's coming out January 3rd.
Woo!
We've got a new song from Family Tradition. It's their single debut. It's on Bandcamp. We've got I think we've got any other music news I can think of right now. I don't think so. Oh. I don't feel like updating on any of the shows coming up because we are busy. Yeah. We got things to do tonight. And then, so yeah. Oh yeah, we got a Patreon going up. That's going to be posted in the show link. Yay! And that's going to be up on our Facebook page. And then, yeah, that's it. We are Rockland Rebel Radio. It's been awesome seeing you. And thank you all for listening.
Yeah. And award for best host goes to me for Giblees. And yeah, that's it. Okay, show's over. Let's go. Done. Bye.